In a world where YouTubers are unsure, in a world where YouTubers lack the light to show the way, they have two saviors and sometimes a special guest. Travis and Jen. Their candy corn and Cadbury egg debates are the stuff of legends. Their advice is what gods create universes out of. And their desire to want their audiences to be better is second to none. They are the vidIQ crew, and this is Tube Talk.
Welcome back to the only podcast that has intros done by you, and that was amazing. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that intro in a second, but I'm Travis, and I'm here with Jen, as always.
That was seriously amazing. I'm actually blown away.
Of course. And we're here with a special guest today, Rebecca. How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes. So here's what's happening. For those that are like, what just happened? The last couple episodes, we've been talking about how we would love people to send in an intro for the podcast. And that was the first one by Andrew, Superfit Cosplay, which we talk to quite often here. And what an amazing intro that was. Rebecca, are you completely impressed that we have an intro that's done specifically by a professional YouTuber? What do you think?
Yes. Honestly, that was amazing. I was not expecting that at all. I can't believe you guys have fans.
We have tons of fans. You're going to hear from a couple of them today. So Rebecca is a lifestyle vlogger that Jen and I have known for, I don't know, a year and a half or so. Almost not quite two.
No, like more than 2 years.
More than 2
like.
years.
No.
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, she's going to talk a little bit about herself, her journey, and things that might help you guys grow your own YouTube channels. And if you're new here, this podcast is about, well, a lot of things, mostly candy and YouTube. But today we're going to be talking a little about YouTube Shorts. We also get a lot of questions about YouTube Shorts. And I know that, Rebecca, you spend a lot of time in YouTube Shorts. But real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself and your channel, just so we can get people warmed up.
Of course. So my name is Rebecca J. My channel is Rebecca J. I'm a medical student in Canada, and I like to make lifestyle vlogs and content, both the short form and long form. But mostly, I like to make vlogs about becoming the best version of yourself, because that's what motivates me every single day. And I like to really build that community. It's been a really amazing journey.
Rebecca is so cool in that Jen and I hung out with her at Vid Summit a couple of years ago, and she's so fun. So is Jen, of course. Jen's the best.
Rebecca's the best, though.
Rebecca's
I like
Jen
that
is
was
the
such a
best.
modest intro, too. She's like, yeah, I just, make some content. But she's always been like that.
Yeah, she crushes it, but then sometimes forgets that she crushes it. How many subscribers are you up to now? I completely lost track.
Like, I think around 700K. But I try not to focus on the numbers like that.
Okay.
I just like to focus on the content, because I feel like numbers always go up and down. So try to just focus on things that like I can control myself.
Okay. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's you just spit some fire there. Can we go a little bit more into that? Like, when did you learn that? How did you learn it? Tell us your journey through that.
Of course. So I actually started my social media content direction on TikTok during COVID times, and then I brought it onto YouTube. I just loved creating both long form and short form videos. I think that with long form videos, you can tell more of a story, and your audience can get to know you more, get to relate to you more. So that's kind of why I started on YouTube over TikTok. But then, as with like TikTok and YouTube, everything can go up and down. You can literally gain like 100,000 subscribers in a month, and then some months you gain like 0. And at first, it was really, amazing to see all of the views and subscribers and the opportunities that you can get. But then on the months that it's not as good, I found myself getting really sad, disappointed, upset at myself, wondering what I'm doing wrong. And then eventually over time, I've been doing this for like around 4 years now, I would say. I realized that the only thing that you can control is yourself. And there's no point in looking at numbers if that's only going to affect your emotional state and not improve your content. So you can look at your numbers to see, okay, where did my audience like leave during this time? Which videos have better retention, swipe or stake rate? But you don't want it to like affect your emotions, or else you're just always going to be constantly going up and down. So that's kind of when I realized. But like that goes with anything in life, like not just YouTube, like with grades, like with med school, with like your nutrition, how much you run,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I think that's the best way to put it. And I think we're in a time in YouTube right now where a lot of creators are feeling quite frustrated by the lack of views and engagement and blah, 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 all the wonderful things that are seasonally appropriate right now. So to hear someone say, stop focusing on the numbers is huge. Listen, everybody has to listen because there's so much more to focus on for content than just how many views and subscribers you're getting.
Definitely agree.
How long were you on TikTok before you decided to come to YouTube? I think this is an interesting conversation to talk about how the platforms can coexist with each other. Like, when do you make the jump, or what you're uploading on both? I think this is something that just comes up so frequently. So to hear that this was like your original, maybe not your original strategy, but what actually happened. So I can't wait.
I think I was on TikTok for like a year. To be honest, I got super lucky on TikTok because I remember just like posting for fun, and sometimes my videos would just blow up randomly and I had no idea why. This was also during the COVID time, so everybody was on their phone. So I think that played a huge part in me growing my TikTok. I think I just transitioned onto YouTube just because I liked it better. I think I remember I like hit 10K on TikTok or something, or 100K, I don't remember. And I was like, oh, that's when I'm going to make my first long form video on YouTube. The thing is, back then, one long form video felt so insurmountable to create compared to like just a small, like 30-second TikTok video. So I felt like I kept on procrastinating on making that video for so long. And then I just finally did it and I posted it. And I really liked the process of editing and like creating long form content. And I just continued on there. Kind of neglected TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. But but it worked out for me. Like I just like to do what I enjoy, that I don't try to force myself like too much. Yeah.
Well, so let's talk a little bit about what you learned from. So when I met you at Vid Summit, I don't even remember how many subscribers you had, but you were kind of in the middle of an explosion. I do remember that. Lots of subscribers.
Yeah.
Stuff. And by the same token, you were super shy in person, which I think is so endearing. You're so funny. I love that about you. And I remember one of the people that you watched as a viewer. There was content creator there that you were super excited about. And I'm like, go meet them, go say hi. You're like, I don't want to go. So, no, I don't want to do it. And to watch you finally go up and like get a picture with this creator was so fun, because in that same moment, I remember thinking to myself, there are literally people that would have that same experience by meeting you, which I thought was kind of fun.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember that moment, and like, no, I still like wouldn't be able to go up to that person if there was nobody pushing me. But it's funny you say that, because I have like been out sometimes and like people are like, oh, you make like YouTube videos, and then I get super nervous and awkward and I don't know what to say. I'm just like, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I love that. But that's what makes you so fun. That's what I think really, I mean, a lot of the stories we went back and forth with about like your upbringing and stuff, I thought were also kind of funny and fun. I like your overall vibe. I think you have this really cool thing. So when you have this aesthetic in your content, which is very purposeful, and as you grew as a creator, it seems like you've doubled down on that aesthetic. First, explain what that aesthetic is, and then secondarily, like, how do you go about creating it and then continuing to evolve it so that people don't get bored of it?
I think that, well, I think that I just like to create an aesthetic that is meaningful to me. not just an aesthetic in terms of looks, but also in terms of what the meaning behind my channel is. Because I feel like if I just focus on the aesthetics of what my desk looks like, what my room looks like, what my apartment looks like, it's not kind of what I want my channel to be portrayed as, because I don't want people to think like, oh, you can't be productive or you can't be motivated if you don't have certain physical, tangible things in your life. So I think I want to push more of like the feeling that the video aesthetic brings rather than just the look of it itself. But like how I came to have this like aesthetic, I'm not really sure. Like I got influenced by a lot of people that I personally look up to on YouTube, and then I try to make it my own. For example, some people that I look up to on YouTube is Lena Lives, My Fam, um, really independent young girls in the city who are just like building up their own lives. And every time I watch their videos, I feel like I could tackle the whole world. And I feel like that's no, but it's serious. I'm like, oh my god, I can do that too.
I love it.
But yeah, that's kind of what I want my channel to bring as well. I think that sometimes, like, if I'm tired of having a certain look to my videos physically, I don't like mind changing it. It's not something that matters to me. Like, what matters most is the feeling that the videos bring.
Look at her spitting.
Right?
Spitting.
So well said. So do you feel like you've hit a point yet where you're bored of your content?
I feel like that is a really good question, because with the type of content that I create, like lifestyle content, a lot of people can say that it's very repetitive, which is true because there's only so many morning routines and day in the life that you create. But then I think of like the content that I like to watch, and it's also the repetitious, like routine content, because when people like create healthy habits, that's what's the most important, to have a consistent routine. Like if you don't do something every day, you're not going to have real long lasting consistent changes. So I think that like I do have a lot of like repetitious content sometimes, but at the same time it's very comforting, and I like it because it's like the reality, like I do stretch and I do like study everything. Like what
I
else
think
am I?
this is like the
That's-
perfect thing to talk about, because when it comes down to YouTube and rules, like truly the key to success on YouTube is to do the same thing over and over and over. You want to have 1 million subscribers, make the same video for the next 2 years and see how many subscribers you have. The problem is the people making the videos are highly creative people that do not want to make the same video every single week for the next foreseeable future. So we as viewers love to watch the same video over and over and over, but us as creators, we don't want to follow those rules. And I think that's the funniest thing about being a creator and like wanting to follow a channel strategy. And then you do, but then you're bored. But you're not bored of watching it. And I think it's the funny, what do they call it? Like a double-edged sword or something? Like I think it's the funniest thing when it comes to finding success on the platform.
Yeah, that's so true. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I have this amazing idea, and then I execute it, and then it gets less views than the videos that I don't spend as much effort on. But you know what? It's fine. It's the thought that counts.
It's true, because we're not looking at views and subscribers. We're not.
Right.
We're looking at each video.
I love that. And I think also it's important to understand that repetition, again, it doesn't mean do the exact same video every single time. We're not really saying that. We're saying look at the things that people are connecting with in your videos and try to replicate that as much as you can. Now, having said all that, if you only ever do the same thing forever, you will eventually get left behind, right? People do have different interests over the course of time. So you will have to kind of evolve with the time, so to speak. But for at least a couple years, you usually can ride 1 or 2 trends for a minute, right? You can kind of do that, and you can get away with it. Tell me, Rebecca, one thing over the last year. Now, you've been doing this for a little while now. You have a nice following and everything. what is something over the last year, even since I've last talked to you, that you've learned either about the content creation process or something about yourself in that process that you didn't know like a year ago?
I would say that, like, before I did content creation, I kind of always was motivated by other people telling me to do things, like
This is
during
true. I know
school.
this about you because I was that
Yes.
dude.
Like, if the professor told me to do something, I would like spend all night writing the essay for them. But for myself, I'm like, I would never like tell myself or force myself to do things, which is very bad if you're a content creator, because everything that is on your channel is depending on you, and there's nobody telling you to film, nobody telling you to edit, and nobody implementing that schedule on you. So this is something that I've been trying to work on ever since I started content creation. Um, and like just having that self drive and that self motivation throughout the past year, I've kind of had to find that balance, especially with like med school and everything. It's very time consuming, but just like putting that same amount of effort that you do for other people for yourself and for your own like personal projects. That's the big lesson that I would say I learned.
That's good. I'm glad to hear you say that because I do know that about you, that like many times I would have to try to push you to do certain things just to try to take yourself to even to the next level. And you're like, okay. And then, you would either do it because I convinced you in some way, or you wouldn't do it because after we were done conversing, you were like, squirrel, let me go ahead and do this instead. But I do want to say, you are actually one of those smarter people about how YouTube works that I've spoken to. Like, you're just very in tune with the way things work. So if you were to start a channel today, knowing everything that you've learned over the past couple of years, what would you do now that might be different than what you actually did when you first started?
I would say, I would say, like, I would treat YouTube as not necessarily a job. Like, I want to have fun with it. I always want to keep that like love for YouTube. Because of the fact that I feel like my channel blew up quite quickly, very fast. Like, I was getting a lot of like business partnerships and sponsorships, and I was very confused about how to handle everything. And sometimes I feel like I got lost in the sauce a little bit. Like, there was times where I had to like pull an all-nighter every single week because at the time I was in my undergrad. It was very stressful, and I feel like it was very detrimental to my health. So knowing that, I would like have a consistent schedule, not feel the need to take every single opportunity, but at the same time, like do what I personally want to do so that in the long run, I can last for a long time rather than like do so much and then get burnt out, don't post for 2 months and then like come back. Because that's what happened to me a lot, like at the beginning of my channel.
Both of you, and I want to hear from both of you on this, are ladies on the internet. If you didn't know, I don't know if you knew this. You're both ladies on the internet, which is different than being a guy on the internet. And we're just gonna go here for a second because I think it actually does need to be said. What are the things for our female listeners, of which there are many, that they should know about going into this? Because there are some people that write us that are getting ready to start their YouTube journey. They haven't even started yet, and they don't know like what they just. I think they think, oh, I've seen this YouTube creator. It must be just fun and rainbows and all this other stuff. But there's some stuff you need to be aware of as a woman on the internet. So let's start with you, Rebecca. I'd love to hear some of your tips.
I'm very lucky because 99% of my viewers are also women. But I can say like that no matter like what your audience is, your privacy on the internet is number one. So if I was like a new content creator on the internet, I would try to avoid, showing where you live, try to avoid anything like that that could dox your location, as well as soon as like somebody is creepy, block them.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
What about you, Jen? What have you learned?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same things. Like, be careful what you're filming and the information that you're giving out. I choose not to have my last name on the internet.
I don't even know what your last name is, so that's how it's very secretive.
I know a lot of people have like their first and last name as like their channel names and stuff, which is totally fine. Like I choose not to do that just for an extra sense of privacy for me, and also to keep like my work-life balance. Like there's being on the main channel, I have exposure from an audience like Rebecca. Like we have almost 100% female-based audiences. So it's not as much concern in our own time. But on the main channel, it's a 99% male audience. So the crossover there, like you just do what you think is, the best to keep it as difficult as possible for people to find things you don't want them to find your address, to find, your mom's Facebook profile. Like
people are weird. I don't want to spend too much time here, but this is a thing. Even when I first started, one of the things I did was I went through my blocked words list and put like my phone number, my address, and all that stuff in there. Because unfortunately, in the tech space, there were people that were getting swatted. If you've ever heard of that, that's terrible. And then I also went and used a service called Delete Me, which is great because your information's out there and it's great. They go out and delete everything every month. They go out to look for your stuff and pull it down. So for people that, and it's not being overly like cautious, it's being smart, because there are people out there that just don't understand the parasocial relationship between a creator and a viewer, and they just try to overstep the bounds every once in a while. We just want to make sure people understand. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just want people to understand that that's a thing.
Yeah, like it was like last week or something. And it's not to say that it's just like men either. Like I was making content with subscribers, and I was using my email for that channel to be like, okay, contact me, blah, blah, blah. Here's what, the video is going to be about. And this one person was like, just text me. Like, I gave you my number, just text me and tell me the details. And I was like, you're literally emailing me to tell you to text you, like, what is happening right here? And then continued to send me emails that was like, oh, I guess you're like so mad at me and you hate me now that you won't text me. And I'm like,
this is like the beginning of a Hulu documentary. I love
definitely
those.
Not stressful.
They don't end up very good. Oh my gosh. Real quick, we haven't asked her the question. And I'm not going to. Oh shoot! Have I told her this? I don't know. Cadbury eggs or candy corn?
Cadbury eggs.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
so sorry.
get it.
Disgusting.
Thought
you were a girl's girl.
Come on.
No, I don't like either. If I'm gonna.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm just saying you have to choose one or the other.
But I do.
At least you don't actually like it. That's what makes me happy on the inside.
Yeah.
She's just saying that to make you feel better.
Yeah, probably.
So we have a couple of messages from our viewers. I know that this is kind of new for you, Rebecca. I know you don't typically do like podcasts or interviews. We're just special, so we thank you for that. We're gonna show you. We have a couple of messages. One, so the intro today was done by our first emailer. I emails it from time to time. His name is Andrew, and he says this: "Hi, Travis and Jen. Cadbury eggs and candy corn for all." Super Fit Cosplay here. Not a question, but just wanted to share a win with you, considering I've been using vidIQ for so long. Last week, I put out a massive outlier video, 55,000 views and growing. For context, most of my views are about 2,500 to 20,000, which is amazing. Super happy for that. From this video, I finally crossed the 5,000 subscriber mark, and I'm getting noticed. In the past 2 weeks, I've been asked to review 2 Superman costumes worth over $1,000, review a short film, attend a Comic-Con, and I've been asked by 2 sports nutrition companies to jump on board as a partner, and 2 sports apparel companies. Like, what? I know these little moments don't last too long with YouTube until the next big milestone, but I wanted to celebrate it and appreciate the moment and share it with you guys. That's really it, to be honest. Just exciting. Hope you're both well. Thanks to the only podcast that makes us feel like we're doing this crazy little YouTube game is not only worth it, but fun.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
That is so incredible. And I love that he wanted to share this with us, because there's like, you don't always have someone you can share this information with and like have them
Yeah.
understand what it actually means.
I love that. I love watching or like looking at people who have succeeded in their goals because other people outside of the YouTube space don't realize how hard it is just to get there and like the amount of work that people put in just to have one video blow up. Like on the outside, it can seem like, oh, one YouTuber just like randomly blew up overnight, but really it took them like years to get to where they are. So I'm so happy for this person. Congratulations.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you so much, Andrew. Of course, anyone can email us, theboost@vidIQ.com, and ask us a question or celebrate a win, which we need more of emails like this.
I know.
That's
that
phenomenal.
Is so amazing.
It's one thing I've always said is you never know who's watching your videos. And I think we all have at least one story where that's something interesting. Actually, matter of fact, do either one of you have a story you'd like to share with you were like surprised that someone was watching your content? You're like, oh, whether it be like another content creator or even like did it open up another like venue for you? I'll give a story just so you guys can think about something in the meantime. I mean, there's been many, but I'll just tell you, I was doing some television work for a channel that was syndicated across the nation because of my YouTube channel. And one of the things that the guy told me when he first reached out was that he had been watching me for a long time and had pitched me to his producer, and they loved me. And the reason why I bring this up is because I'd always lived by two rules on my channel, which was one, you never know who's watching, and two, try to be brand safe. And he actually mentioned that one of the reasons he pitched me was because I was brand safe and because I wasn't saying all the weird stuff and cussing all the time and being weird and strange, that he was able to feel safe to pitch me to his boss, which then got me on TV multiple times. So you just never know who's watching. What about you, Rebecca? Who's watching you that you were surprised by?
Well, I could say that like I watch so many other people in the same niche that I'm in, like vlogging and lifestyle. And like these people are celebrities to me. Like they're huge. And then sometimes like they would follow me back on Instagram. I'd be like, oh my god, they know I exist. That probably these moments to me, like, because like being followed back by your favorite celebrity, it's crazy.
I like to mention Rebecca does not follow me on Instagram. Jen, what about you?
I think it's similar to Rebecca too. I think it's like when the communities start like intertwining as creators. And obviously there's people you look up to on the platform, but at some points like you are on the same level as them.
Yes.
And then those are your coworkers now.
And it's weird, isn't it?
And that's a weird thing. And it just makes YouTube actually feel like a very small space.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Yes. So let's talk about that for a second. What was either the first time or the most interesting time when one of your viewers met you out in the real life? So let's start with you, Rebecca, and then I'd love to hear one of your Jen's stories.
One of the first times, it was when I was actually with my mom, and then we went to a restaurant, and then the waitress was like, "Oh, we're gonna watch your YouTube videos." And then afterwards, my mom was like, "I never thought I would be able to hang out with a celebrity."
That is so cute.
Yeah, but no, I was so awkward, guys. If anybody sees me in real life and says hi, just know that I will be really awkward, but I really appreciate it.
When was the last time something like that happened? I'm curious. When's the last time someone recognized you? Was it a while back?
That was like a few weeks ago.
Where were you? What happened?
I went to this event with my boyfriend. It was mostly a male-dominated space because it was an esports event. And then I was playing this game, and I had to write my name down. So I wrote down like Rebecca. And then they were like, "Oh, you're the YouTuber, right?" I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." But it was really unexpected.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I was so awkward, but it's really nice when this happens.
I love that.
That is amazing.
What about you, Jen?
Yeah. Last month, I was vlogging outside of my house, and I don't leave my house that often.
Neither do I.
So I was vlogging outside of my house, and then The next day, I had a friend in town and we went to a happy hour and our first waiter had like left. And then this girl like took over and she's like, oh, I'm taking over your bill or whatever. And then she's like, wait. She's like, did I see you vlogging yesterday? I didn't know if I should jump behind your camera and like make a silly face or if I should just like completely avoid. But like I absolutely panicked. But I found your channel. And I was like,
that's hilarious.
I was like, well, when I publish the video, I guess you'll see if you're in it or not. So did she subscribe? I don't know. We don't know if she ended up subscribing, but she found it.
That's amazing. No, I love it. It's actually one of the more fun things about being a content creator. But there are things going on in the industry that I definitely want to hear your guys' feedback on. And that comes from another message, another email, theboost@vidIQ.com. This one comes from Chris. Chris says, hey, Tren, just so you know, Rebecca, that's Travis and Jen, Tren. It happened. Yeah, that's our little thing.
It's not great, but it's there.
It could be better.
It's there.
Tren,
or
I need to think of a better one.
If you can come up with a better one, feel free. It's happened. AI is the first video every time I look on Facebook, and I'm sure YouTube Shorts will follow. They're being shoved at us without our choice. As much as we grimace at this, it seems it's going to be unavoidable, at least until we stop clicking them. Is this a war on us human creators by human creators? I was thinking, though, if it was animation, like obvious cartoons, we wouldn't be that bothered. Cartoons are fine. They aren't real, and neither are these AI animated animal nonsense. Maybe they need a watermark on them at all times. Maybe they need their own feed. They need a filter of some sort. Thoughts? AI, well, some people call AI slop content, but it could be any kind of AI content. It's obviously becoming a big thing. And it has to be something that we talk about and think about because it is, I don't want to say invading, but it's here. And we need to kind of navigate those waters. So Jen, first, tell me your thoughts on this. Have you seen this like through Facebook or Shorts or anything, a bunch of AI fake stuff? And what are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I'm actually really not exposed to like any AI content. Like,
oh, good.
Really much at all.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's not really anything I consume that is, I don't know, that's like AI. Like I'm super aware of AI and I feel like YouTube took the necessary steps so far to limit AI. But as far as that, like I'll see some funny TikToks from time to time. But other than that, like I'm... Yeah, exactly. And I think those are hilarious. But overall, like, it's not that much in my feed. Like, it's just not really what I don't consume things close enough to that. I feel like where it's intertwined.
What about you, Rebecca?
If I were to reflect on AI in my feed, I can see it pop up sometimes. And like sometimes I enjoy watching it. I can't lie. I mean, if nobody liked watching AI, like nobody would create it.
Right.
I think that it's something difficult to talk about because it's something so new. I still believe that there's enough space for every single type of creator on YouTube, whether it's an AI creator or a human creator like us. And there will always be like audiences for everybody. But I just think that we have to like wait and see and not let this be something that prevents you from like doing something that you want, for example.
Do you use any AI tools or anything that you do?
Me?
Like even for AI graphics or anything like that? Anything at all?
I don't think so, but my boyfriend just showed me this cool thing on CapCut where like you put in clips and then they like edit it to a music for you, and I was like playing around with that. It was funny, but I've never used it like personally.
Are you against it? Would you use it, or what do you think?
Yeah, I would use it if it helps like with my creation process. I think AI can definitely be a tool for content creators to do the monotonous tasks. Oh, there is this one application that was really cool. I forgot the name of it, but I remember you would input your video and it would cut out like the breathing for you. Yeah. I think that's the only AI tool that I've used before.
It's a good one. All right, final message. This one's for the audio listeners. If you're listening to the audio podcast, there's a link in the show notes that allow you to text us a question. And this one comes from Chris. Hi, Travis and Jen. It's been a while since I've messaged you guys. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to know what is some really good YouTube advice, can be thumbnail scripts, whatever, that you haven't heard anyone else say on the internet. Cheers from Chile. Chris. Wow, from Chile. That's a good, I like this question in a lot of ways because there's always the, you know, make your thumbnails with the YouTube face, like all this stuff. What's some of the, and it could just be something that you personally use in your own content creation that you just don't really share. Let's start with Rebecca. What's something that you don't typically hear shared on YouTube growth things that you either use or you believe in?
Get back to me on this.
Okay.
I think I got mine.
All right, Jen, go.
The harder you chase YouTube, the faster it's going to run away.
Preach. It's like trying to hold water in your hands.
Yep.
Keeps falling out. You're so good.
I think that is the honest truth. Is that something I can make a whole advice video around? No, but I think every person that has seen the ups and downs of YouTube can correlate that when you want it so bad and you want the channel to be doing good and you are pouring everything you have into the channel, it's just like not doing well. And the second you're like, you know what? I'm going to loosen the reins. I'm going to try a new video. I'm going to, I don't know, go read a book instead this week and not upload. You come back to YouTube and it's like, oh, you don't care? Do you want some views? Do you want more subscribers?
Rebecca, what's the she makes a great point. What would be your piece of advice that you don't think you hear anywhere else?
I feel like all of the advice I have is so generic. I don't
Stop
know.
being generic.
Let me think. Well,
Travis, what's yours?
Well, I think there's a lot. First of all, I think it's funny that Rebecca has the problem that you were being told you have with your camera, which is that her head is all the way down at the bottom and she has all that.
That's the classic Rebecca.
That is classic Rebecca. It's always been the case where she's been low on the thing. She's like, hey, everybody.
That's because I'm literally like so short.
Yeah, you're
me
like
and Jen, you don't understand me and Jen's struggle. Okay, like
I don't.
I constantly forget that Jen is short until I see her, until we hang out in
every
person.
time he sees me.
Every time I'm like, oh damn, yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, wow.
Every time I'm like, I could have sworn you were taller. I can't remember. I think there's a lot of things that you could say. I like the stuff that kind of goes against the grain because for the most part, the truth in YouTube is always something in between everything else you've heard. It's so for example, I could give the piece of advice to say, hey, you know, the only way you're ever going to do well on YouTube is to put out more videos, which is both true and false, because there are tons of people out there that have put out thousands of videos and have never really kind of grown their channel. It's not just about putting out videos. It's about putting out good content that you and someone else can be passionate about, that isn't just like low effort, no value content. And that looks different to different people. So to understand what that means to your potential audience is really the trick. And while some people fall into it because they're just naturally in tune with whatever that is, some people have to work hard at it. So some people will go, well, you know, such and such never looks at their analytics and they're a big channel. Well, they just naturally have the charisma and everything else that they need. And some of us that only have part of that need the analytics to help us get the rest of the way there. So there's not like one thing that's going to help you grow on YouTube. And I just feel like YouTube it's okay to not know. There are many times I feel like I gain more respect from creators that I work with when I tell them I don't have an answer to something than to try to pretend like I know the answer to everything.
Yeah, I would say the same. Like there's really no answer to anything. Just like the best advice I would say that isn't on the internet, or maybe it is, I don't know.
It will be once you say
it. Like put yourself in the shoes of your own target audience and then watch your own video back. Yes. And is this something that you would actually watch? Because like I always like spend so much time like watching my own videos. I'm like, yeah, I killed this. And like sometimes I'm like, oh, this video sucks. Like I need to change something with it. Like the pacing's not good, stuff like that. And like, you really need to be like harsh and analytical with yourself, because if you wouldn't even watch your own content, then how would you expect other people to?
That's so good.
I think
That
that's
is so good.
Such a great point.
What's the video that you wish you could make right now that you would love to make right now, but you won't for whatever reason? And it could be just because it doesn't match your niche. It could be that it's too expensive to do. It could be that you're not brave enough to do whatever it is. Like, what would be the video you would love to make, but you can't, you just won't or can't?
I have a few ideas. Well, okay, so but some of these are just like stupid and for
That's
fun.
okay.
Some of these I'm like, okay, there's this one video. I'm doing the 75 soft challenge or 75 hard, but whatever, the lower version, because
What does that mean? I don't know what any of that means. You said words.
Come on, Travis. Come on.
I don't know what this is. What is going on? What's happening?
This is like a self-improvement challenge where you like set goals for yourself and you do it for 75 days. And I've been doing it right now, but the thing that I struggle with is I don't like filming myself doing things like every single day, you know? Like I like to have times where I'm just like focused on the things that I am. So sometimes I don't have like the footage. Like, I wanted to make this video, but I feel like I don't have the footage for it, which sucks. But I feel like it could be a very inspirational video. Another thing that I've always wanted to do, well, not always, actually, this was like within the past 2 weeks. I've been really into chess recently, and I'm like, oh my god, what if I had a second channel and I made a chess channel, even though I'm literally level like 500 rated? It's really bad rated.
You should.
I'm like, I can do it going from 0 to 2,000 elo in chess video, but I'm never gonna reach 2,000 elo. Like, let's do
Oh, who knows? I think it'd be fun. Listen, Jen opens up so many YouTube channels. I think she's done one while we've been broadcasting. I mean,
yeah, I literally just made the new Gmail while we were here.
Oh my god.
Do you ever feel like starting a second channel seriously though, Rebecca?
I think like when I graduate and become a doctor, I was thinking about making like a more doctor focused channel that I can like do things similar to like Dr. Mike, or like more science based rather than lifestyle. I think that would be really fun, but that's like a later thing.
That would be, and you'd have that great little license check mark for your content.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because I heard her talking about this like a couple of years ago when we were at Vid Summit, that she eventually wanted to do that. I thought it was a good idea. I actually thought about, because we talked about that one channel while you're going through school, filming like that part. I know there aspects of it you may not want to expose, but it's not bad to at the very least document it for yourself and then later put it out, like when it's not too personal or private in the moment because it's old. Like, there's always that as a possibility too. Always be filming what we say. Okay, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us. It's been so much fun. You are the best in the world. You know that you are one of my favorites for sure. Always going to be.
Thank you.
And if people want to find you, there should be a link in the show notes or in the comments or whatever, and certainly going to be tagged in the title. But what's something that you're going to be working on that people, or what, I put it this way, pitch yourself to the people in the audience that might want to check you out. What are they going to gain from watching you? What are they going to feel? Because the thing you said I like is that you like people to feel a certain way, which I think that's such a savage way of saying this, because it means everything. It's literally the thing. When people feel something when they watch your video, they will definitely come back. So what are they going to feel when they watch one of your videos?
I wish that everybody who watches my videos feels confident in themselves, feels motivated to tackle the day no matter what has happened to them in that moment, that week, that month, and just feel like they can do anything that they set themselves up to.
I feel so nice right now.
It's amazing.
How do you feel, Jen?
Inspired.
I'm very inspired. Well, if you want to check her out, make sure you check out the links. And of course, if you're here, hit that subscribe button, because if you're all the way at the end, you might as well. You want to come back and hang with us. And if you're listening on the audio podcast, what do they got to do, Jen?
5 stars only.
5 stars only. We will see y'all in the next one.